honestly, I can't tell what lasted longer, the Mooch's time at the White House or the time period in which I pretended to be heterosexual.
I'm the librarian, and I came to read.
Before we talk about all the foolishness that's going on in the news, I wanted to let you guys know that on today, Justin J and I will be releasing a new episode of For the Culture Podcast on fortheculturepodcast.com, so make sure that y'all tune in and get your live. It will be entitled, of course, Reclaiming My Time, so look out for that. Y'all already know we are on iTunes, we're everywhere, SoundCloud, everywhere. I'm still on patreon.com/AsiaExpression. Go up there and get your live, sign up, support, get extra content. Also, recently I just came out with my new ebook. Girl, your girl is working. You hear what I'm saying? Your girl is working. I came out with my new ebook. You guys have given me your feedback on it. I'm so grateful that you guys have enjoyed it so far. So if you have not checked it out, please go ahead. All of this information is in my description box. I recently released this ebook in celebration of reaching 50,000 subscribers, and all of this progress is simply just thanks to you guys. So thank you for sticking with me this far. We're going to keep this shit moving and expanding the brand. Well, I heard that Tomi Lahren's tube of toothpaste-built ass was being dragged all over the USA recently. I heard that all the bashing that she's doing on Obamacare and shit like that, her ass is still on the goddamn plan, bitch. Her ass is on her parents' plan, unemployed and all, bitch. You have no goddamn job. I'm talking about she was going up for the Blaze, bitch. And as I said many times before, the Blaze set her career on fire, bitch. They set the contract on fire. They put the contract in the shredder, sweetheart. They said, girl, okay, all this bullshit that your ass is talking about, wishy-washy on issues that matter to conservatives, you thought that you were that girl, you know what I mean? Just like Daenerys thinks that she's that girl right now, and she's getting her shit rocked, okay? Cersei and Euron are just dragging her ass through the mud. She really felt herself from the Blaze, girl. She said, you know what? I am that girl. I can get up and say what the fuck I want to. No, girl, if you read in the contract, sweetie, the bitch, they showed her ass the fine print, and they showed her also to the door. She's out here dragging Democrats and still using Obamacare in order to find out what she should do with those lips to make sure that they're not out here constructed like preschool art projects. I hate it so much. Tommy, you thought you were fooling somebody, but the only person that you were out here fooling was your goddamn self. You're just losing more and more credibility. You already didn't have it with the Democrats, but now you continue to lose it with the conservatives, and it's just like, I don't know if there's a niche anywhere left for your ass. You need to go ahead, pick up a new hobby, maybe something like sewing, because the way that your career prospects are looking, it seems like the only thing that you'll be able to do to make money is to create Make America Great Again shirts and sell them on eBay, girl. Have a goddamn seat. Girl, did y'all see these sickening ass trans women protest Charlamagne while he was at this political ass convention type of tease, bitch? I'm talking about these white people were looking around like, girl, what's the tea, bitch? We don't want to be associated with this shit. We know how Charlamagne ass likes to piss people off and be problematic, girl. Okay, we like to do that shit too. These are what the white people saying. We like to do that shit too, but we like to do it covertly behind closed doors, sweetie. We ain't trying to do this public shit that Charlamagne's doing. I don't know what the fuck going on, but these trans women said, girl, we are not a goddamn joke. We are not a motherfucking joke. I said, girl, y'all are not, because y'all came in there serious as hell, ready to wipe the bleach off of motherfucking Charlamagne the God's skin. Charlamagne the fraud. That's what I call him. Charlamagne the fraud skin, sweetheart. I'm talking about Charlamagne and the Breakfast Club are trying to save face, and I know this because they're out here putting up whole videos trying to give fake ass apologies, but not even that. They're trying to reframe what happened. They're trying to frame Charlamagne the God as an innocent bystander to what Lil Duval is saying, okay? So Charlamagne understands that his brand is under fire, so he's trying to problematically, that's what I'm gonna say, problematically save face, and it's not working. It's not really convincing me. But even worse off than him is Lil Duval, who has no understanding of what a brand means. He has no understanding of branding, so he's sitting up there just continuing to joke on his shit that everyone with an iota of common sense is dragging him for across the whole worldwide goddamn web, sweetie. Lil Duval is so irrelevant and has such a skeleton of a career that he doesn't even understand the importance of PR and branding. He doesn't give a fuck that the whole world is dragging his ass. You can always spot a nigga who has nothing and therefore has nothing to lose because they're just as careless as Lil Duval is. He really went up there joking about trans people getting killed. Now, if you watch my previous video, the premise behind this shit was, you know, that he's being tricked, and that's why he feels the need to take out his aggression on trans women. First of all, if your dick got hard because a trans woman walked by, I don't understand why you're mad at that trans woman for something that your body did. inappropriate. Second of all, a lot of people are talking about, oh, well, girl, you need to tell this person. You need to tell the person if you trans, bitch. Niggas can't even have a coherent conversation about separating sex from gender. And in the first intrusive advance that these straight men make on these trans women, you want them to spill all their tea. And third of all, what really surprised me is the nasty comments from women, as if they don't understand how aggressive and invasive men can be. Y'all know how aggressive men are. Y'all know that every time y'all step in the club, all men do is grab and grope y'all asses, intrude in y'all space and shit like that. So when a horny ass straight man starts grabbing up on a trans woman, starts filling their ass up, what's your name? Shouting like, what's up? When is that trans woman supposed to tell that man, oh girl, I'm trans? Right in that moment, so she can get decked out in the motherfucking face. Women already know what happens when they don't do something as simple as not giving that man that's flirting with their ass their number. At the very least, they get called out of their names. At the most intense, they get killed. So you mean to tell me that a trans woman is supposed to know the exact time in which she should put her life in danger and tell this intrusive ass man that's hitting on her that she is transgender? It really surprised me that women of all people who, and y'all know how aggressive men can be. Y'all know how misogynist men can be. Y'all don't even want to walk by a group of their asses on the sidewalk, bitch. Neither does my gay ass, okay? But y'all know how trash men can be, and y'all are expecting trans women who already have gone through a lifetime of trauma, I'm sure, bullying and all types of crazy shit. Y'all expecting trans women to know the exact moment in which she should put her life and safety at risk and tell this man that's trying to get at her, oh girl, I'm trans. Telling people that you're trans isn't that simple, and y'all try to simplify that shit just like telling people that you're gay is not that simple. I'm not sure what got in some of y'all minds thinking that these men are just gonna be totally reasonable after they done hit on and try to dance with trans women, that they're just gonna be, oh, just fine with that shit. Oh, you're trans? Okay, that's cool. I'm not really into that. I'm just gonna walk away. It doesn't work like that most of the times, okay? Trans women get shot the fuck up and killed when they walk down the goddamn street. So just imagine the difficulties that comes with maneuvering around in actual like social interactions. Y'all simplify some shit that isn't simple, and I'm very disappointed in some people. And then so that brings up the topic of Bobby Valentino. He is now claiming that these girls are extorting me. I had no idea that these girls were trans. I'm telling you now, okay, and I said it before, these men know what they're getting into. They know who they're messing around with. They know it, especially if they're celebrity, they goddamn know the shit. The only time we see a goddamn problem is if the shit comes to public light. And we have to stop demonizing trans women and demonizing straight men who want to mess around with trans women, so that we will reduce the amount of trans lives that are put at risk just because of the stupid ass stigma around experimenting with your sexuality. Get over it. It should not be this big of a deal that Bobby Valentino likes trans women, but it is, and as long as it continues to be a big deal, the lives of trans women will continue to be at risk. There will continue to be down low men in marriages with women fucking around with men. Y'all keep demonizing this shit. Y'all keep dragging the LGBT community when there's somebody probably in your household who is LGBT. The more that you keep dragging it, the more that they'll hide the secret that they're gay, and the more that you'll have down low men messing around, the more that you'll have trans people being killed, the more that you have LGBT people being killed. Y'all need to join 2017, get over yourselves, mature, discard that old ass, out of date ass thinking, so that we can move on as a goddamn society. And especially as black people, we don't have time to waste. We need all the allies we can get, just like we got in Game of Thrones, sweetheart. All Black Lives Matter, and the sooner that you realize that, the sooner we can stop the death and suicides that are so rampant in our communities, okay? So the Mooch was the communications director, right? Girl, he spent 10 days in his job, girl. I think it was a little over a week. Y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. And girl, he just resigned, girl. They got his ass out of there so goddamn quick. Let me tell you something. His wife done divorced his ass because she said his blind ambition is making this shit trash. His love for Trump is horrible and I hate it. Okay, he sold his goddamn company. He quit his goddamn job for that shit. Someone said he missed the birth of his child. I don't think, girl, he did all of this shit. And he tootsie rolled for the motherfucking president, bitch. He said, bitch, yes, ma'am, I'm finna be in this bitch for a long periodically time, girl. No, ma'am, you weren't. They kicked your ass to the curb, sweetheart. You're out here walking around looking like my masculinity, just all types of tired. Bitch, you're built like a zombie over here. And what really killed me is that Trump was supposedly taken aback and disappointed at Scaramucci's inappropriate comments to the press. Girl, as if Donald Trump wasn't walking around here talking about grabbing by the pussy. Everywhere that he went on his campaign trail, he said something inappropriate, and it did not stop when he won the motherfucking presidency. He's been doing this shit over and over. So really to cite Scaramucci as being inappropriate inappropriate has me fucking screaming, because there's obviously, that shit is just not true. Not when Donald Trump is the most inappropriate of them all, just like his hairline, just all types of irreverent. I really did not think that I would see anything that is smaller than Donald Trump's hands. And then here comes Anthony Scaramucci's tenure at the White House. I'm talking about, he went up for Donald Trump like he was worshiping white Jesus, and for him to put all that shit on the line, I'm talking, bitch, Priebus is out, Scaramucci's out, Mike Flynn is out. It's just, the White House is in all types of chaos, and I am sure that the people who work there have no idea what to do. They don't know if they're next. What I think is interesting is that he may have people running around here working in fear of their jobs being lost, and so that's kind of a way to control the narrative and shit. And speaking of controlling the narrative, there's a new federal lawsuit that alleges that the Trump White House reviewed a Fox News article about a murdered DNC staffer. His name is Seth Rich, prior to that article being published. So what that means is Donald Trump, the White House, and his supporters worked with Fox News to fabricate a fucking story to get the eyes off of him in Russia and put it someplace else. This is turning out to be the most interesting ass circus. You know, I'm only 23, so I haven't seen a lot of the or haven't been aware of a lot of the bullshit that went on in previous administrations, because I was just too young or I just did not exist. So this is very interesting to me to see all this bullshit go on, because out of 8 years of relative consistency, and you know what you're getting with Obama, you know what the tea is, it's interesting to be thrust into this new political world, which I'm sure maybe other people might view, older people might view as business as usual, because I'm sure this is not the first time the White House has been a mess, and it definitely won't be the last. But it's just interesting for my young ass, I guess, to see this foolishness go on and people just acting like, oh, everything is fine. Bitch, the house is burning down, sweetheart. Either you need to call the fire department or you need to call Aang, Avatar Aang, to come and airbend this shit out of here, bitch, because for y'all to be acting like y'all are just some Daenerys just walking around here unburnt, something is falling down. And I'm not just talking about Donald Trump's IQ points. Have a good goddamn evening.